Hello, and thank you for joining us at Next Step U, our YouTube show called 5 Minutes to College. Very excited today to have a great guest, James Sheppard. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. James has some great experience currently involved in the Dale Carnegie Corporation here in Rochester, New York, involved with the franchise. And James, just tell us a little bit about who you are, Dale Carnegie, what you do for Dale Carnegie.
I've spent the last 33 years working in the Rochester Police Department, retired now, and jumped on board with Dale Carnegie Rochester Youth Development. And my focus is in reaching back to young adults, particularly inner city kids who need the skill sets that Dale Carnegie has to offer to be successful in life.
Great, great. So working with any kids in general, and then specifically with some inner city kids, what are some of the limiting behaviors that you see, teenagers, high school students, even middle school students doing to almost like sabotage their success?
I think the most important thing is that a lot of young adults use the phone for their communications. They don't talk to people, they rather text. And I think the key thing in being successful in life is being able to communicate, sit down and have a conversation, and to be able to connect with people.
Great. Anything else? Anything else they're doing on a daily basis that just general habits that you're like, if you can kind of correct these 2 or 3 limiting behaviors, man, the world could be your oyster.
I think the most important one is their own self-confidence. A lot of times with young adults, even with adults, we tend to talk to ourselves in a negative way, and our negative self-talk tends to result in the outcomes that we have. And so with young adults, rather than using false perceptions, by coming forward and developing who they are and being willing to be someone as opposed to not be someone because of their peer pressures.
Right. When we work with teenagers in the city, a lot of times it's almost like as the saying goes, they don't know what they don't know, right? And we will do some programs in there, college and career programs, and we start talking to them about what could be their future, and you can see in their eyes that they've never even heard some of these things before. I love the saying that a fish will grow only as big as the fish tank that it's in. And so some of the things that we try to do is mentally increase the size of their fish tank so that they could kind of grow beyond their neighborhood really and see the wonderful world out there and how they could make a positive impact in it. Do you see that too? Do you see some of these kids that they just have not been taught some basic principles of success?
Most definitely. The key thing I think is how we define success. A lot of times for young kids, particularly urban kids, what they see around them, maybe success is determined by the car you drive, clothes you wear, as opposed to getting a skill set, getting a college degree. They tend to think in ways that in the long run are not successful. And so by being exposed to these things, seeing successful people, whether it's in law enforcement, whether it's in education, they can look at those things as possibilities for them.
Right, great. So whether you're an inner city kid or a suburban kid or anywhere in between, rural kid, always a nice challenge is to bring your kind of situation in life to the next level, right? So you're with Dale Carnegie, which obviously does some groundbreaking philosophies and lessons and teachings into taking your behaviors and your attitudes and bringing that to the next level of your life, helping that bring yourself to the next level of your life. What are 2, 3, 4 Dale Carnegie principles, like specific principles that you would really recommend young people to start implementing in their life so that they could bring their situation to the next level?
I think the most important thing is to have a plan. And if you have a plan of where you'd like to go, where you think you'd want to be, you can start to make those things happen. I think on a personal level, the thing that was most important for me was having a vision. You know what I mean? Because if you can't see where you want to end up, you're not going to end up there.
Right.
And then in terms of having your vision and your plan, taking actions on a daily basis that are moving you towards that direction.
Right. So have the vision, have the plan, and then actually executing the plan with action.
Yes.
And myself being through Dale Carnegie, I would also add to that the endurance to continue along that action plan, because I think so many people, they don't get there in a week or a month, and so they give up, they get off path. And I remember Dale Carnegie, no, I'm sorry, I remember Tony Robbins had a great little story about, you know, if an airplane takes off from New York to LA, you think it's kind of a straight line, but actually most of the time they're going off course and they're coming back to that line. And then they go off course again, they're coming back to that line, but they eventually get there. So even though they swerve, they're always coming back to the plan to get there. So it's okay to go off course a little bit, or a lot of it, just try to get back.
Is that if I don't achieve a goal or a plan that I have put in place, it's because I didn't want it bad enough.
Right.
And so if you really want it, you will stay on course.
Yeah.
You will may divert a little bit, but you're gonna continue the direction that you need to achieve that goal.
Yeah, if you're committed, there's always a way, right?
Yes.
All right, James Sheppard, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Appreciate you being on Next Step U, 5 minutes to college.
Thank you.